Alright, welcome everybody. This is going to be the part 2 to the video that I uploaded yesterday about the truth about options trading in 2023. And without further ado, I'm going to just get started on the script that I wrote. Options trading, once considered a niche investment strategy, has gained significant popularity in recent years, right? So we've seen it come onto TikTok, YouTube, everywhere, social media. And as the demand for the information and the guidance of this complex financial field has grown, so has the presence of self-proclaimed gurus and teachers who promise easy wealth through their trading strategies that are usually accessed through their courses that's linked in their bio. Unfortunately, all these fake gurus have turned the whole concept behind options trading into a trap. They lure unsuspecting individuals, usually young people like me, or even old people who realize, their savings aren't enough to keep them alive and well throughout their old and their olden age. And, it leads them into a web of misinformation and financial loss. And so now I want to talk about how it's become a subject for multimedia content creation and the unfortunate consequences faced by those who consume it. And so I'm going to start with the proliferation of fake gurus. Especially with the advent of social media platforms and online video sharing, damn near anyone can present themselves as an expert. Even I can. And I could do that right now, but I'm not going to. Regardless of their actual qualifications, whether they have a degree in finance, accounting, business, or experience in options trading, they capitalize on the desire for quick profits, flashy lifestyles featuring Lamborghinis and Ferraris, and the promise of insider knowledge. Now, I'm sure you've seen the outrageous ads on TikTok, right? They create multimedia content on platforms like YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, showcasing luxurious lifestyles, and they flaunt trading successes that are usually like a couple 100%. And the whole goal of all of this is to gain followers and likes and sell their courses or subscription services. So the truth is these people don't even make their money from options trading. They make money about options trading, if that makes sense. Their shallow and misleading content lack regulatory oversight and produce content that is, just dog shit. They focus on promoting a particular trading strategy that supposedly guarantees high returns. But I guarantee you, if it was that easy, then everyone would do it. And everyone says that, and everyone hears it, but they just don't pay attention. And they don't explain the risks, alright? They provide a glossy, surface level approach, and people fall for it. And I guess sometimes when you try to teach something, you want to teach it in a simple way. So, sometimes it does work out in their favor. But the truth is, like, the complexities of options is much more than that. Do you know what the Greeks are? Do you know what theta, vega, rho means? With the lack of all this knowledge, it leads them to make uninformed decisions, and then, they suffer. And at the end of the day, the person that's winning is the person that's lying, yeah? Especially with vulnerable traders. Like, people who consume options trading content, which is what I did. I mean, I learned it, and here I am. They often seek financial independence or a way to supplement their income. That is true. Like, I have a job, but, like, a job isn't enough. Let's keep it real. Like, college ain't cheap now. Fake gurus take advantage of this vulnerability, offering exclusive access to their trading secrets through paid courses or mentorship programs. And we've all seen it. They create a sense of urgency, not only through like their course, but also like just life in general. They're like, bro, if you don't get rich now, you're gonna stay broke forever. Especially with the rise of people like Andrew Tate. Like, it's just become such a widespread phenomenon, on par with problems like racism. And these programs, like, I don't know if you've seen this one guy on TikTok. He literally said how to make money the unethical way. He says, go on YouTube, search up free dropshipping course, download the course, rebrand it, go rent a Lambo, take pictures in front of the real Lambo, put it all together, list it on your website, start selling it, make bullshit content. And people do that and people make money. And I'm not going to judge people how they make their money, but I can help prevent innocent people from, going into financial ruin. And all of this just leaves traders feel disillusioned and financially drained. And here's the thing, all of this, not only does it help the people that are making the courses, but it helps, you know, I don't want to say it because, I feel like I might get targeted, but, it helps the institutional banks, the investment banks, the market makers. They benefit from this because the less liquidity there is, the less people that are willing to buy and sell everything at every single cent percent change in the price, then it becomes easier for them to take profits whenever it becomes easier for them to short a stock, like we've seen with GameStop and AMC. And lastly, the most important part of this is the psychological and emotional impact. We've seen the Robinhood trades gone wrong, and we've seen what happens to the people that have suffered from that. And I'm not taking a shot on Robinhood, it's what I trade on, I like the platform. But, the consequences of falling into a fake guru trap, it just extends beyond, losing cash. People that follow eager advice, they experience anxiety, they experience stress and self-doubt as their investments decline. And we've all felt this. I felt this. Like this morning I was entering a put credit spread. It was the first time I ever entered a spread, and bro, I was scared as hell. I was being super conservative. And I only net credited like $4, but if I get to keep that $4, then I win. And the emotional toll can be severe, right? Causing damage to mental health, relationships, and overall well-being. I remember in January, February, and March when I traded the most often I'd ever traded in my life. I was doing great, right? I was making money every week, and it was awesome. But when the exams started creeping up, I said, you know what? Let me take a pause. I can't do this right now. I don't have enough time, let alone to grow my education about this topic. And I stopped. And that was the worst few weeks of my life. I felt like I had done nothing right. It felt like I was just wasting time. And my overall well-being dragged. And the cycle continues for people who search for new gurus and strategies, hoping to recoup their losses only to fall victim to more misinformation. And so, yeah, all in all, once a legitimate investment vehicle, options trading has become a breeding ground for fake gurus seeking to exploit vulnerable individuals. The multimedia content aspect of this thing, where people showcase their lavish lifestyles and promising quick wealth, perpetuates this cycle of deception, and people who continue to consume content often find themselves trapped in a web of financial loss, emotional distress, and shattered dreams. And let me keep it real, right? I watched literally like thousands of YouTube videos on options trading before I entered my first trade. And I was self-aware enough to realize that the people that I watched most heavily from, I'm not going to point out names, this isn't an attack on them. They say some stuff, they say do your research on people who you learn it from outside their channel. And I took that advice, I did my research on their channel, and I found out, there are some discrepancies. So you just have to be aware of who you're taking advice from, right? You have to read like millions and millions of articles to make sure what you're learning from who you're learning is authentic and accurate. And I cannot stress this enough. Do not just watch a few YouTube videos or even hundreds of YouTube videos and dive into the markets. Please go pick up a book at a library. I have read over at least 8-9 books, and I have more right now, and it has helped. It is the best advice I could give you. Alright? And this is essential for traders who want to approach options trading with caution, with safety, because at the end of the day, the job of a trader is to manage risk, right? It's not to make money, it's to manage risk. And you're not going to manage risk if you don't know how to. And there are people who will teach you that in books. There are people who will teach you that in videos. It's just your job to manage the risk and find the people that are actually teaching. And there's no one good person. Alright? So, yeah. So, at the end of the day, save yourself, help yourself, be self-aware of what you're watching. Think, is this authentic? Please evaluate their character, do some background research, go on Reddit. And the best advice I could give you is to start small. It does not, bro, if you're entering a put credit spread, this is my first time I entered it, right? And I didn't want to go big. I wanted the juicy big options premium, but it was my first time and I didn't want to risk too much. So I think it was a $200-300 trade in order to credit around $4 on SPY, and that expires tomorrow because I don't want to prolong on my first spread. I don't not want to put myself into a high risk area where, I entered a weak trade and now I have this risk that's weighed on my shoulders for over the course of 4 days. I just want to get the experience, see how it is. That's why I picked one that expires tomorrow. Not even today, because that would be a day trade, but tomorrow, because, the premium is still there, the theta is still there, and it's just like you've got to start small. You cannot jump to the big numbers yet. So, yeah. Hopefully, this is a way better video on elaborating from my previous video. I know that was kind of shit. I didn't explain a lot of things. I kind of said some stuff with discrepancies. So, yeah, I'm just trying to keep it real. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll make more. But, yeah.